For the first time in over 25 years, the Arizona Wildcats are Final Four bound.
And I don't know what to do with my hands. Welcome on into the AZ Wildcats postgame show. Live from Studio K, presented by the fine folks over at Circle K. It is I, your host, Damon Fairall, a.k.a. Damon Dog. This is my guy, Kevin Thomas, a.k.a. Kevo Post. We are the AZ Wildcats podcast. Of course, we are presented by our presenting sponsors of Branded Bills. Head on over to brandedbills.com. Use promo code PHNX and get 15% off the best Arizona Wildcats headwear in the game over at brandedbills.com. Woo! That was a crazy live, Kevin. I got myself a little red, got myself a little bit fired up. And of course, 3DMK, a supporting club member of the chat, throwing some PHNX Johnny Venerable style lives in the chat himself. If you're a supporting club member, we want to see those lives thrown into the chat right now because the Cats are Final Four bound. It's been way too long. It's been a long time coming. It's been 25 years since Arizona has graced the Final Four, and we are finally back in Indianapolis, the last place the Cats won it all in 1997, taking down Purdue by a score of 79-64 and taking over that second half. We got Saul Bookman in San Jose. We're going to bring him on in here in a second to hopefully give us a good little live stream look at what the festivities post-Final Four celebration are right there in San Jose. Why don't we go ahead and take a peek live at what's going on here as we got some nets being cut down. And I believe, who is that? Is that Jaden Bradley up there at the top of the it might have been Bryce James, the man himself. We couldn't get here without Bryce James and his cheering on the sideline here. But man, what a season, Kevin. Unbelievable. How are you feeling right now, my brother?
I mean, I said this to Eric Ruby in the viewing area, man. I feel vindicated, brother. I tweeted it at halftime. I believed in this team all season long, and I just had to do it for 20 more minutes after halftime. This is the team that was destined to break the Final Four drought for not only the University of Arizona, but for the city of Tucson. This team is balanced. This team is poised. This team is laden with veterans and elite freshmen and blue chip foreign prospects as well. This Arizona team is as close to a perfect college basketball team as you could build. And I am so proud to have watched this run with all of you here in the chat because this team is damn special. That performance they put on in the second half was damn special. And Tommy Lloyd said it right after the game, but I know we're all thinking it. Lute Olson is incredibly happy for this program tonight. He could have had them both. He could have had Iowa and Arizona in the Final Four, but he will settle with his Cats in the Final Four because Damon, Koa Peat, Brayden Burries, Kharchenkov, Krivas, Bradley, Awaka, Dell'Orso, everybody played their part in this game. It was a true team effort as we do have the net cutting ceremony live here for you. Not getting this anywhere else on the internet right now. So yes, I love this performance from the Arizona Wildcats. I am beyond pumped. I almost don't have the words, which is unethical podcasting because our job is to have the words to describe these things. But this is something we all knew was possible. And now it's right there. It is within the grasp to get that first national title since 1997. You are just a couple steps away here, Damon. It is beautiful what has transpired here tonight, and we get to see Ivan Kharchenkov cutting down the nets yet again.
The GOAT.
Big 12 champion.
What a game
Final
from
Four
Ivan
member.
tonight.
Man, this is an incredible show. Let's listen in live to the net cutting ceremony here in San Jose. the Tommy chants raining down, Damon. We were talking about it live on the watch along, man. They are putting on an absolute masterclass, the Arizona fan base is right now, and how to support your team on the road. Beautiful hearing those Tommy Lloyd chants. He's feeling the love, and Lord knows we need him to feel all the love from the Arizona Wildcat fans right now. So that is beautiful. Love this moment for not only this team, but that man, Tommy Lloyd, who finally broke through into the Elite Eight and then showed his coaching mettle, down 7 at halftime. That staff, take a damn bow. Damon, where's your mind at as we got a little peek into that ring, or not ring cutting, but net cutting ceremony?
Praise the Lloyd.
Yes.
Praise the Lloyd, Kevin. And, you know, obviously a lot's been made of Tommy, and would he leave? Would he go to North Carolina? Would he be open to that kind of offer? But when you hear Tommy Lloyd go into the post-game presser and bring up Lute Olson and say, there's a man with white hair smiling down on us right now. Exactly. Lest I not forget. A silver fox, if you will.
Yeah, indeed.
But I just can't help but feel that Tommy is so connected and ingrained in this community, the Tucson community, the Arizona fan base in general. Arizona fans all over the country all celebrating this one. I'm sure lots of people here in the chat from all over. It just means everything, Kevin. And you could see Tommy getting choked up. This is not a coach who is on the outs. This is not a coach who is looking for an opportunity to leave. This is a coach who is starting the beginning of something special here, right? And this is year 5. He's in the Final Four. We have that proverbial monkey off our back now. We don't have to worry about people telling us, oh, the Final Four drought. You guys are choke artists. You guys are just going to choke yet again in the NCAA tournament. No, it's a new era of Arizona hoops. It's the Tommy Lloyd era of Arizona hoops. And teams should beware, man, because this is scary hours. This is a program that is not going to stop. This is a program that is just getting started.
We've talked about it time and time again on post games all season that, Damon, this is the best college basketball team I've ever watched with my own 2 eyes. Now, for those in the chat that don't know us here, white dude and guy with dreads here, look, we are not the oldest Arizona fans on earth, right? We have not watched every team of every year dating back to the 20s, right? However,
you didn't think the 88 Cats were better than these guys, Kevin?
I think we can all agree at this point in time now, finally, this is the best team we've ever seen with our own 2 eyes. This team, I said it off the top, they have everything you could need, and that performance was defining of that. It was definitive tonight. This Purdue team was built for this type of a moment. They came back to Purdue for this exact moment. We talk about getting to Indy ourselves as a fan base, right? To get back to where we wanted in 97. That would have been a home game for them in the national title. They were playing for so much, and to go down at half, to come back out in the second half with that level of fight, the level of urgency, that the season was truly on the line, and that everything they had worked for the last 8 months was on the line. Everything that they sacrificed to get here was on the line, and they played like it. And that is what is completely different about this Arizona Wildcats team from any Arizona Wildcats team I've ever seen in my time following this program. Other teams would have folded, and in those moments, this team doubles down. And I think that is what's special about what Tommy Lloyd's built here. He talks about trying to instill a presence in these players, right? To feel the moment and stay where your feet are and not go anywhere else. And I think that was exemplified in the second half. They had a possession by possession mindset. It was clear. They were not worried about the scoreboard. Brayden Burries, to your point on the watch along, is diving on the floor, going, shoulder to back with Fletcher Loyer when the game is decided, because that's the level of urgency you have to play with in March. And we talked about that Utah State game and how, Utah State was a little bit underseeded, but it ended up being a blessing in disguise for the Arizona Wildcats, because they got taught, the young guys on this team got taught a valuable lesson in finishing a tournament game. Arizona went into that Utah State game knowing that they were the better team, knowing that they were going to win that game. They played good enough to win the game, almost let it slip away. And I think that lesson taught them that you have to play the full 40. Whether you're down 7, whether you're up 25, you have to play the full 40. And this team is as battle-tested and now war-ready as ever. And I would be terrified for whoever fan base is going to face this Arizona Wildcats team in the Final Four, because this team is ready for this moment, and I'm excited to see what they can do with it. Shout out to you, Dylan. Bear down from STL. Shout out to you. STL, stand up. But yeah, Damon, this is an incredible run. What about this performance in terms of the second half comeback? where's your mind at with the response they showed tonight?
I mean, a team that has had second half comebacks all season long, right? I think with this game, going into this one, they were 5-0. Is that correct? With halftime deficits during the season. That is per Michael Lev, who tweeted that during the game. And then, you go out there and you go 6-0. Yeah, Alabama, you're down 2. ASU, you're down 1. Baylor, you're down 7. Colorado, you're down 2. Iowa State, you're down 6. And then in this game, you're also down 6 points, 7 points?
7.
7 points. And you've won every single one of those games that you've trailed at halftime. Whew. Unreal levels of determination and just, undeniability from Arizona, right? This team is better than whatever opponent that they're playing against. And they know that. And they don't let the moment get too big on them. They don't let the pressure of the moment get too big where you start seeing them fold and falling all over themselves. This is a team that is so uniquely mature. And I think that is what has stood out really all season long, despite having 3 freshmen as maybe the proverbial, leaders. Obviously you have Jaden Bradley, Tobe, Awaka as well. But, these freshmen are so integral to what you do. And yet they're not freshmen. Who's the guy who's stabilizing the game here for Arizona when things are looking as rough as possible? Koa Peat, he's going out there and he's like, give me the ball every single possession. They can't stop me, right? And that's not your typical freshman, and that's why this Arizona team is not a typical freshman-led team. They're different, man. They're the emotional maturity of this team is it trickles down from the head coach of Tommy Lloyd down to these players, and you feel it in the game. You could just tell that in that halftime speech, Tommy Lloyd was like, you know what? They're out toughing us right now.
Yeah.
And he says it in the postgame with if we're not gritty, we're probably playing like something else, right? And that's his favorite saying. He says it all the damn time.
What does he mean by that?
But it's the truth. He's definitely going in there and saying they're getting every 50-50 ball. Oscar Clough is outworking every single one of you guys out there with his elite motor, despite maybe getting away with a few foul calls here and there. And it's just I feel like that's what the mentality is it's like, let's not feel sorry for ourselves. Let's not let the moment get too ahead of us. Let's figure out how we're going to win this basketball game. And we're going to do it by playing Arizona basketball. We're going to do it by pounding the paint and just being more physical than that team. And that's what Arizona did tonight. It's a special team, man. It'll be interesting to see what opponent that they get in tomorrow's games. Because I think that, if you play, I'll be honest, I haven't watched a ton of Tennessee ball this year. But if you get Michigan, you're getting kind of a stylistic matchup there of teams that have basically done the same thing all season long. And that's be bigger than you, be more athletic than you, be more physical than you. And it's going to be, potentially an absolute war like we got tonight in that game as well. But man, what a special team. And it's led by these freshmen, right?
Yeah, and you talk about the poise on display, and I think the best statistic to bring that up would be the free throw shooting in this game. Arizona shot 20 of 22 from the free throw line in this game. And Damon, this is something we've spoken about on the postgame show, right? When these Arizona Wildcats have an underwhelming performance from the free throw line, we got on here and said, all right, not the end of the world. However, you cannot show up like that when it matters most. And we do have our by the numbers here for this game against Purdue. And the free throws were just only a part of the story. 79-64 is the only number worth a damn on this whole graphic, because that means you have advanced to the Final Four and defeated the Purdue Boilermakers. However, you did heavily outshoot them from an efficiency standpoint.
The 3-point percentage is around, I should say 30 or whatever.
The 3-point percentages are a little incorrect there, but Arizona shot 33 from the field. Purdue shot 36 from 3 in there. But rebounds-wise, 37-36. You were able to climb back into the rebounding battle after Purdue entered halftime, I believe, with a 6-3 rebound, offensive rebound advantage, which was totally, it was controlling that game for Purdue. The second chance points, the second-hand possessions were really keeping them in that game. Once Arizona cleaned up the boards, got the free throws working, got TKR on the bench with foul trouble, things really started to roll for the Arizona Wildcats. Damon, the free throw shooting, the poise, what stats stuck out to you tonight?
I honestly, maybe the free throw shooting, right? That's probably how you win this game is you start getting those calls in the second half and you start kind of playing Arizona basketball. It's going to be funny because, ultimately, who cares if we're the team that's winning? I hope the opposing fan base is crying online about the calls that Arizona is getting or the lack of calls that are against Arizona on the other end. obviously we were a little discouraged by that first half officiating performance. And that's not to say that Arizona was only down because of the officials, right? Like, and obviously I think that you get in your own head about it. I'm speaking from a personal standpoint. Like, the refs were consuming a lot of my headspace in the first half, but there's a lot that went into that first half performance. And part of it was just a lack of overall physicality. You go out there, you completely flip the script in the second half, and you make it undeniable for refs to call fouls. I mean, like, tune back some of these foul calls. Arizona is getting hammered on these possessions. Ivan Kharchenkov is getting full clotheslined onto the ground when he's driving into the paint. Like, Arizona forces the issue. And so I understand, like, opposition fan bases are going to be discouraged by it, but I would love for them to point out the calls that are not truly fouls, right? Like, it feels like this team, when they need a bucket, when you need some to stop the bleeding, Jaden Bradley drives straight to the hoop, pump fake, you bite, you're on his back, he's throwing it up and maybe trying to get an and one opportunity every single time. And the whole team has that mentality, and they just getting to the free throw line is what this team's identity is. Tommy said it in the postgame too. We love free throws. Yeah.
They do love free throws, and it's the free throw generation, right? When we were talking to Koa Peat and the boys preseason at our Big 12 media, not Big 12 media, but Arizona program media day, what did Koa Peat tell us would make this team special, would make this team successful? Rim pressure, rim pressure, rim pressure. This team creates an ungodly amount of rim pressure on an opponent. And if you're bigs, you don't have the depth, and plus you have some foul trouble going on, you're going to have struggles. And I think over the course of 40 minutes, it's going to be tough for any opponent to keep up with this level of pressure that Arizona commits to them. And I think we saw that with Purdue, who came out for about 25 minutes in this game, absolutely firing. And then over the course of the full 40, could not keep up the level of physicality, the level of defensive discipline that it takes to defend an Arizona team, because it's that difficult. And when on top of that, Arizona goes out in the second half and has 0 turnovers and also plays complete lock-up defense on the other end, holding Purdue, I think 3DMK said in the chat, to 12.5% from three and like 36% from the field. That is championship caliber defense right there. It's what Arizona is built to do. In the pregame, we talked to all of you guys about how some of these teams that are not as strong at defense as Arizona, sure, they can play up, punch above their weight for but so long, but Arizona is going to be on that level of defense for the full 40 minutes. So how are you going to match that? How is Purdue going to outmath Arizona? And you can't really do that if you're Purdue and you're not making an unbelievable amount of threes. I think that this game, Damon, to me, totally wraps up any doubt that Tommy Lloyd deserved the Coach of the Year this year. If he does get that, I don't know how the voting is going to go. However, also, Shane, we do get super chats from time to time telling us to take shots at Casamigos. We might have to put you into the bartender role.
We do have our shots glasses right here for us, but
yeah. Either way,
can't promote that.
Tommy Lloyd and the staff, right? They put on a masterclass in second half adjustments, and it goes to show that what Tommy Lloyd has done this year with no preseason All-Americans and no preseason Big 12 players is incredible. Right? The level of coaching that Ken Nakagawa, Jack Murphy, Coach B. Chappelle, all those dudes, the scout that they put in was incredible, because now that they got 20 minutes of data against a Purdue team, they go into halftime and say, okay, I feel confident that we can win this game. They just played out of their mind outside of TKR, and they're up 7, and this game was well within striking distance, and that's exactly how it went. I can't say enough good words about this coaching staff, Damon. They put together this God squad of a roster, and then they're also X's and O's savants. What should the Coach of the Year award already be in Tucson?
Should be express shipped to Tommy Lloyd's home, as you've already tweeted about, Kevin. Like 0 first-team All-Americans, 0 second-team All-Americans, 0 third-team All-Americans, and a coaching staff that has put together a roster that is quite possibly the most impressive roster construction we have seen in Arizona Wildcats history. I mean, it's certainly up there. And yeah, I mean, this is, an absolute, I say it all the time, Kevin, Tommy Lloyd masterclass tonight. As Shane brings in the Casamigos, the holy grail itself of tequila. And I promise you, we are going to get George Clooney on this podcast. He's a Wildcat, and I know he's pumped right now.
If not, my dad looks like him.
Sure, yeah, we'll get Jay Diefenbach if we need to. I mean, that's basically the same thing.
But yeah, what an absolutely incredible win. Let's just get to some super chats right now once Shane gets done pouring these up, because we already know Kevin Kretzmer hit us with a super chat to get these Casamigos shots poured up. Shout out to our friends over at Casamigos, and shout out to all the Arizona Wildcats celebrating this win. We're Final Four bound, Damon Dog. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, that is good.
Nothing rips like a victory, Casamigos, man.
Final Four, baby. Let's go. BTFD, pour them Casamigos shots, brothers. And we sure did, and we've shot those Casamigos shots already. And DJ Tez with a $9.99 super chat. No message, but if you want to slide a message, let us know. And we got the LeBron James bear down Final Four tweet going up right now. Smiling through it all. I can't believe this in my life. More super chats as I digest this shot that I just took. White Burrito 29, $5 super chat. Shout out to you and Taquito. LFG, BTFD, Taquito, never seen me yell so loud. I love this team, love this pod. We love you too. 2 more. I can't wait for next weekend. What a second half. My mother with a $20 super chat saying, hit that like button. And she is correct. We have a ton of people in here celebrating.
Never tell a lie.
Not enough likes. And as Shane says, my mother has never lied. Hit that like button. Anthony Moreno got a shout out the other day on this here podcast for being a diehard. Let us know if you have anything you want to say with that super chat. $1.99. Thank you. Simon says BTFD. Well, I guess we have to BTFD now. BTFD, but we ain't finished. Job's not done, Damon. Job is not done. And your mother with a super chat.
My mom, of course. 4th round W, bear down. 2 more to go, mother. 2 more super chats.
Oh my God, here. Norin, relax.
My guy.
Chill. Can we get an air horn, Shane, for Norin? Okay, I'll take that too. I'll take we'll take the streamers. He's just hitting them all. Run them all up.
Run them up.
Can we get he's a dog? FD.
He's a dog, honestly.
And he's a dog, honestly.
Norin, oh my goodness.
Norin continues to be the sugar daddy of the AC Wildcats podcast.
The hidden investor behind the scenes.
A lot of content after this season ends, Kevin.
Yeah.
But we still got a lot of season to play, but we appreciate you so much, Norin. Thank you, brother.
That goes right in your pocket, so.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. No doubt about it. We got Cesar up here, $5. This team turned it up and met the moment.
100%.
As an alum and a lifelong fan, it's an emotional moment. Let's go. 25 years in the making. Job's not finished. No doubt about it, Cesar. We got White Burrito, $10. Take swigs with me. 2 more. BTFD, fellas. LFG, I don't have many more words right now. Salud. Sounds like we got ourselves another shot, courtesy of Casamigos.
Oh boy, pour me up. Pour me up. Yeah, pour me up. All right.
Dangerous game we're playing.
Yeah, it is.
Kevin.
We're playing a dangerous game. Not
Brother,
foreign.
you are the game right now.
It's not foreign to PHNX Sports to have this happen on the post game of celebration. But DJ Tez with a super chat with text this time says, Jay from South Phoenix took body blows from Benavidez, but stood tough like the Cats in the second half. BTFD Final Four. And you're so right. I don't know if that is our guy Jay or not, but either way, yeah, shout out to Jay. We were out with David Benavidez, Gila River. Shout out to Gila River. We were out there for the fight camp. One of our listeners took some body shots from David Benavidez, light heavyweight champ of the WBC. Steve O.
Also, shout out Isaiah, who was out there.
True.
And we had 2 listeners at the David Benavidez camp.
2 of them.
Which is crazy. The AZ Wildcats pod is worldwide. It's everywhere. It's at V Kiva at the Gila River Resort and Casino location out there in the West Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate both Jay and Isaiah for coming and saying what's up to me and Kevin. Unbelievable to kind of meet some fans and listeners out there. I'm sure that both Jay and Isaiah are living it up right now.
Yes, and then we do have BTFD from Steve O and Itty Bitty Goat Man. I want to give you a shout out because you left a comment on our last post game that was very nice to me and Damon, and I want to say from the bottom of our heart, we appreciate that comment because I know it was not taken lightly. So thank you for your super chat and thank you for all your kind words. 3DMK, $10 super chat. Shots or not, well done, guys. Best place to enjoy this win, BTFD. Now, feel free to leave more super chats if you guys want the rest of the way. If you guys become a member, you get 1 free super chat per month that you are a member. So that's a beautiful way to support this program as well. And you get to drop those beautiful DJ Tommy, Jaden Bradley closer emotes that our guy Max is putting in right now in the chat. But Damon, before we get Saul in here, because he's live from San Jose, he is how we got that beautiful net cutting image. We'll get him in here a little bit later. But where do you want to take this one? Arizona into the Final Four. And I think we should maybe take it into a break while we decide where we're going to go next. Stick around. Leave a like. Leave a like. I'll know if you don't. Do not go anywhere. Damon, I got to tell you guys something. The Arizona Wildcats are more than just a basketball team. And the Window Depot are more than just a window store. Yeah, it's a contractor's dream, the same way the Arizona Wildcats are a coach's dream. The best price, biggest inventory guaranteed, from windows and doors to cabinets and countertops. They stock more, so you spend less. You get how that works? It's a very simple math equation. Arizona made, locally trusted, with 7 locations across the great freedom state of Arizona, and windows proudly manufactured in the city of Tucson, home to the Final Four bound 2026 Arizona Wildcats. Shop online, pick up in store, browse and order directly at thewindowdepot.com with real-time access and in-stock products at your nearest locations. Get what you need when you need it. Visit thewindowdepot.com and get started on your next project today, or stop by one of their 7 Arizona locations.
If you're looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd, there's no better place to go than our friends over at Brandon Bills, who have the ultimate custom headwear and apparel in the game. Whether it's a snapback, fitted, trucker, beanie, or a t-shirt, Brandon Bills has you covered with all different types of styles, with the most comfortable hats that Kevin Thomas and I have ever worn, and that is a fact, guys. Of course, they also have the best Arizona Wildcats headwear in the game. Just ask Arizona assistant coach Brandon Chappell, who went on this podcast and said he has never put a hat like this hat.
True.
This Brandon Bills hat on in his noggin in his entire life. And he stands by that, and for good reason. Brandon Bills hats are taking over the Arizona game. The campus collection is special. The Arizona Wildcats hats, the options that they have, the different styles. Guys, check it out for yourself if you're looking for a new U of A hat. No better place to stop and shop for that. BrandonBills.com, promo code BBPHNX. It's going to get you 15% off your first order. Again, that's over at BrandonBills.com.
Now, Sean is saying he left a membership super chat as well.
We'll get to it.
We will get to that here in a moment. But what do you got?
I got 3 words for you, Damon.
Mm-hmm.
Grab your passport.
Wow. Did we get a Rothstein react to the Tommy Lloyd grab a passport tweet with our 80% American roster?
Now, Tommy, I knew as soon as this team took the court, they were going to win.
Goodman is a little bit more of an hour in type of situation, Kevin, the Goodman impression.
Yeah, I know. You just ripped the Rothstein, and I was like, I'm in the right
Tommy,
headset.
I picked you guys from the start of the season.
I'm in the right mindset to do it. But either way, shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure to leave a like. Let's keep breaking this game down. I do want to discuss the impact of a couple dudes from this game in particular. We're going to get to Koa Peat more, I'm sure, with Saul. Same thing with Brayden Burries. But Krivas only puts up 6 points in this game on 1 for 5, collects 12 rebounds though, and I swear he's been playing the best basketball of his life in this tournament in general. The consistency on the boards, the aggressiveness under the basket. Motiejus Krivas has taken the biggest leap of any player on this team, I think, this season. I know Brayden Burries would like a word, but he is also a freshman. You know what I mean? He's starting from a lesser place in terms of development than Mo Krivas was. He has been coming in huge for this basketball team. The second chance opportunities early in the game to help Arizona keep some rhythm early. He is an absolute force. Damon, you got any words on our guy Mo Krivas? Visit Lithuania.
And as our guy RSP says here in the chat, like he almost got himself a concussion in the process, hit his head really hard on the floor, and was able to, kind of thug it out there as Mo Krivas only would. And he's been tough as nails all season long, right? Like, that's a guy that I'm sure Tommy is tasked with being the kind of motor and physicality on this team. Like, hey, you know who can't stop you, Mo Krivas? You 7'2" Lithuanian giant. Visit Lithuania.
Yeah, visit Lithuania.
Sorry, that was your cue.
No, you're good. You're good.
He wants people to he wants Mo Krivas to go bang down low with dudes. Yes. Put your shoulder into them, put them under the basket, and inflict your will upon them, because nobody can stop Motiejus Krivas when he is making his shots, when his hook shots have that soft touch on it that we've seen most of this year, really. But it's the rebounding in general, I think, is the biggest impact here, right? And it's also, as part of that, is the interior defense and the post presence. He just deters people from wanting to go into that post with him constantly. No one wants to take a shot over Big Mo Krivas, and for good reason. He's the best interior defender in the country, and I'm not even really sure it's close, Kevin.
No, yeah, I mean, it's not close. Krivas is an absolute force, especially when you have the perimeter defenders like Ivan Kharchenkov in this game, who was absolutely incredible in this one against Purdue. 18 points on 7 for 11 from the field, 8 rebounds and a steal as well. Absolute Kharchenkov was everywhere in this matchup. And I think that if we're talking about Krivas' defense, you have to talk about the perimeter defense because they do work in tandem so well. And I do think White Burrito wants us to take our second shot. So
he's
salut.
Right. We did forget for a second.
We did.
We gotta go ahead and take
We're going to the Final Four. You know, we got to talk a little bit about the game as well. It can't be all drinking.
Or can it be?
¿Por qué no los dos? ¿Por qué no los dos? Charles Barkley is smiling right now, Maxwell, because he said this is the Arizona ass-kicking invitational. And for once, Charles Barkley was right.
So far.
It has been the Arizona ass-kicking invitational because this team, in part, has the high-level defense to get the job done. And Ivan Kharchenkov is a huge reason for that. His activity, on both ends. Damon, you talked about it. When he gets going downhill, it's almost impossible to stop him, right? He either misses the layup himself or you are watching him make the layup. There's not many more options than that for Ivan Kharchenkov. But I think what makes him so impactful is his consistency. He is 100% effort, 100% of the plays. And honestly, for how hard he plays, he is incredibly controlled, right? Like, I know we talk about him sometimes missing layups because he's a little bit out of control going to the rim. But for a guy that plays with that much effort, he's extremely in control out there at all times, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it feels like, you know, he's not going to get moved off his spot. He is only going to get moved off his spot when he's diving onto the floor in a way that you don't typically see out of a big man. But yeah, I mean, it's just a special overall performance. And Shane raises his hand. Yes.
Can I talk some U of A hoops for a second?
Of course.
Always.
You know what? You know why I love Kharchenkov?
Why?
Because he is never a negative.
Yeah.
Like he can have games where you're like, oh, he just wasn't there tonight. Like I didn't see much, but he's never a negative. He's not turning the ball over. He's never in the wrong place on defense. He's never doing anything dumb. He's always doing the right thing, even if the right thing isn't points, assists, rebounds. He's just there. And that's why he's
a winner.
A dog.
Yeah. Ivan Kharchenkov is a winner, right? And you know, I think there are games where maybe he's a little bit overly aggressive on the defensive end because partly he knows that he has a 7'2" Lithuanian giant behind him who's going to clean up a lot of his mistakes, and he knows he has the ability to be over aggressive, but he always brings it defensively from an effort standpoint. I mean, he lost control of his body when we went on that run there, and he was celebrating at midcourt when Purdue called that timeout. He's flailing every part. I didn't know arms could move like that. That's how hyped Ivan Kharchenkov was, and there's nothing that gets me more hyped than watching Ivan Kharchenkov get hyped on a basketball floor. Absolute Kharchenkov.
And to Shane's point, right, like, which Shane did cook there. I got to give credit where credit is due. Shane absolutely cooked with that Kharchenkov take. But
Shane loves his cats. It's okay to admit it.
Additionally, what makes Kharchenkov so incredible for this team, right, is his mentality, right? Like, the answer to that question about Arkansas that he had, where he was like, oh, I saw their frustration and it gave me energy. That is everything you need to hear about Ivan Kharchenkov to understand the way he attacks his opponent. He literally has a military-like mindset, right? What's my assignment? Kill my assignment, go home. That is how Ivan Kharchenkov operates, and you need that in these times. Like, you need, because this stuff means everything to Koa Peat. I'm not saying it doesn't mean everything to Ivan Kharchenkov, but it means more when you're the guy from Arizona, playing for Arizona, chasing the ghosts of 97, right? When you weren't even alive, but people are telling you how much it means to them for you to do what you're doing. Ivan Kharchenkov's coming from Germany. He's like, I came here to hoop, man. I came here to win and to hoop. No, I don't care about no drought. I don't care about no curse. I don't care about nothing. No pedigree, no blue bloods, no nothing. I want to play basketball. And you need guys like that on the squad. And Arizona has a bunch of them this year.
It feels like a lot of guys that, you know, and maybe Tommy Lloyd, like maybe he felt the pressure of getting past the Sweet 16, getting out of, or into, I should say, the second weekend because, you know, obviously this is the weekend. It's Saturday, Sunday. That's how you get to the second weekend is by making the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
But I don't think that any of them were really sweating the 25-year Arizona Final Four draw.
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Tommy knew it was a thing, right? He goes into... you know, they give him the mic in postgame, and he's getting emotional, talking about Lloyd, talking about how much the fans deserve it because he knows how much this weighed on people in Tucson and the community in general, right? But to, you know, kind of compound on that, I don't think that it was something that was like controlling their psyche the way that it maybe controlled a complete raging lunatic like myself's psyche, where it's all I can think about is, oh my God, is this team finally going to make the Final Four this year after all these years of elite basketball and 0 Final Fours to show for it, basically, and since I can remember. is this finally the year? I just don't think that was the mentality of the roster and of their coach, you know?
We're talking about this drought, and our guy Justin Spears, it's like he heard us in the ether of the world. I'm seeing this tweet right now. The last time Arizona was in the Final Four,
wow.
Nobody on Arizona's roster.
This is just a classic Spears banger right here.
He's in his bag right now.
I mean, insane.
Last time Arizona was in the Final Four, nobody on the roster was born yet. Tommy Lloyd was not even on Gonzaga's staff. UA, Arizona recently fired longtime head coach Dick Tomey. Gas was $1.40 a gallon. Tom Brady had 1 Super Bowl. Kobe and Shaq were 1 championship into their three-peat. That's a little Spearsism right there. You can get that out of here. LeBron was a sophomore in high school. Spy Kids was a new film. Monsters, Inc. was 7 months away from being released. Stutter by Joe was the top song. Cold Stone, Steve Austin beat The Rock at Okay, Spears. And then he was 5 years old. All right, that's a fun fact for Justin Spears. But you get the point. Life was a whole hell of a lot different.
How old were you guys?
I was
last Final Four.
I was born in 2001.
If it
were you
was
born
March,
yet? When's your birthday?
I'm March 4th.
So you were like legitimately a month old.
Yeah, I was brand new.
I was under 2. I was like
and you were pissed.
I was a year and like 6 months. Well, I mean, I was obviously pissed about the atrocity that, Duke put on display in that national championship game, robbing us of our second national championship. But really, truly, Shane, the one that stuck with me was when I was 5 years old, and we blew that lead to Illinois. I mean, that was what really mattered.
And you said, "What the hell?"
And I said, "This is effing BS." And my parents were like, "What?"
And you were like, and then you
those
followed
were your
it with,
first words.
What do these words mean?
At 5 years old, those were your first words. You didn't speak until you were 5.
Man. But no, the last time Arizona was in the Final Four, the world was a whole hell of a lot different. It has been a long time coming for this fan base to get to another Final Four. Damon, I want to mention this right here. You're from Tucson, right? Can you take us into the mind of maybe potentially an Evan Nelson in this moment, a Tucsonan himself who is cutting down nets to make it to the Final Four? I mean, we've had multiple people, Kobe included, in the chat say they're crying, they're emotional, right? Like if you are from Tucson, it hits different, I'm sure. Can you take us into the mind of a Damon Dog? What does this mean to a true Tucsonan like yourself?
I know I make a lot of jokes, and I've said things, throughout the season of like, I want to make a Final Four, and I want it to be such a blowout that Evan Nelson has the rock in his hands when it's decided, right? I thought that would be a really cool, special moment. Obviously, Evan Nelson not on the floor when this one's over, even though it ended up being a kind of a blowout win. But I was kind of glued to Evan Nelson with the celebrations, and you could see the elation on that dude's face. Yeah. Like it meant so much to him, even though he's not necessarily the most like integral part of the roster. This is a guy that has been tasked with being a leader. This is a guy that was tasked with, and I know I made the joke about 80% of the team being American, but like there are a lot of there's some foreign players that are making their debuts in America this year. Whether it's Ivan Kharchenkov, C.D. Gay, and Mabil Mawat, like these guys have not spent a lot of time in this country, and Evan Nelson was tasked with being the guy who showed them around Tucson. I think that no one deserves this more than a guy who probably grew up a fan of this program or did grow up a fan of this program, a huge fan, and as this is weighed on him as much as anybody, but he gets to be and say that he was a part of it when it happened. And I think that just elevates it to an entirely new level. So shout out our guy, Evan Nelson, doing it for everybody that is a native of Tucson tonight and really like holding it down for the Tucson people, because I feel like, it is just really cool to have that connection on the team. There's been a lot of guys that have been walk-ons here and there throughout the program, but there's something about having one that is, from Tucson. I know he's not a walk-on. I know he's on scholarship, but it is special to have an end of bench guy that, this is like more than just being on a team for him. This is his entire life.
Yeah, no, I mean, we talked about it like throughout the course of the season. This must be like a fever dream for him to actually be a part of this and actually like be the guy dribbling out the ball when like the things are final for you and you're moving on to a place that you maybe never thought you'd be at. Right, when you go to Harvard and you're like, well, that's probably it for my dreams of playing at Arizona and making a Final Four or whatever. And then you get the opportunity to come back and you see, I'm sure the first day of practice, he must have been like, oh, we got something. Oh, I have a chance to take on a dream here. But yeah, no, as someone who chose Tucson as a home and was not born there, I can only imagine what it must feel like for a city that Arizona basketball is everything. Arizona basketball is, what you do on the weekend. It is what you follow throughout the week. You love the basketball coaches. You follow the players. You meet up with Brayden Burries and Koa Peat on campus to get autographs. Like, the city and the team are linked. They are one and the same. Tommy Lloyd talks about it all the time. And so it's almost like you can't talk about one without the other. You cannot talk about Arizona making a Final Four without talking about how much it means to the city of Tucson, and also how much it means that now you have a chance to bring elite basketball back to Tucson in a way in which it has not been since 97, because I think this is kind of where I want to take it now, Damon, without knowing who we have next on the docket, because you don't know who is going to be between Michigan and Tennessee there. This Arizona team should be your favorites to win a championship and win it all. And I think tonight was the whole platter that you needed to see. Mm-hmm. You saw struggle, you saw skill, you saw overcoming adversity, you saw coaching, you saw it all. And if you came out of this game still not picking the Arizona Wildcats, you're crazy. Because I feel like this team at this point, you have to finish the job. They're too good to not do it. You got to finish the job. And I do want to tease, we have sound in the works from the locker room, in the works. Not quite ready yet, but we are getting there with that. Saul is in the locker room talking to players as we speak. So we'll get to Saul a little bit later. But yeah, like I was saying, you cannot talk about one without the other. As Derek in the chat says, it is the soul of the city. You feel it when you are there. You feel it everywhere. You see it. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
No doubt about it, Kevin. Like you said, we're going to have Saul Bookman here in just a few minutes, hopefully. And he is live from San Jose, live from the arena, talking to, the SAP arena, I think it is in San Jose, talking to the guys. We're going to have that post-game audio just here in a few moments. But we do have to pay the bills here on the AZ Wildcats podcast. So why don't we
get to pay the bills?
Huh?
We get to pay the bills.
We get to pay the bills, as Shane says. It is a privilege. Pressure is a privilege. And we will do that right after the second ad break here on the AZ Wildcats pod. Leave a like.
Leave a like and do not go anywhere, my friends, unless you're going to our friends, the husband and wife law team, because they are the only place to go. If you've been involved in an accident involving serious injury or wrongful death, you got to do one thing, your research, and you'll be get directed to them when you do your research. And the only number to call is 602-783-8841. And obviously they cannot guarantee the outcome of any singular legal case. However, they can make promises to you as a client that they will give you the strengths and the weaknesses of your case, so you're working fully informed. And if you must go to trial, they are ready for that. They have hundreds of years of combined specialism in serious injury and wrongful death litigation. So if you've had serious injury, call their law team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website in our show notes below and let them know we sent you.
Kevin, I'm gonna hate to do this.
It's all good, brother.
I don't know if I can maybe go ahead and chain snatch that charger from you, but
you know what
let's
it is.
Talk a little Pure Edibles.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Our friends at Pure Edibles are just elevating whatever experience you got going on in life to the next level. Whether maybe you want some uplifting effects, maybe you need a little bit of help trying to fall asleep. Pure Edibles has those effects clearly marked on each tin of their gummies. And of course, these are gummies that are not all covered in sugar. It's not like just eating a bunch of candy. These are real products with real effects that are going to help you in your life and just help it, like I said, elevate it to an entirely new level. We love our friends at Pure Edibles, and for good reason. They are carried at over 130 dispensaries across the great state of Arizona. And Kevin, what did we look up? 171 dispensaries in Arizona. Like, if you're not at one that sells Pure Edibles products, go find yourself a new dispensary, because they do not have the best gummies in the game. And of course, Pure Edibles also has a collaboration, an all-in-one smokable device with our friends at Mother Road Tower Station IPA Brewing. Of course, it's a fantastic culmination of one of the IPAs that is a staple in this state and an all-in-one smokable device, something that you just absolutely have to try via our friends at Pure Edibles. Again, check out one of the over 130 dispensaries statewide that carries these products, because they will elevate your life to a new level.
I might need some Pure Edible sleep gummies to go to bed tonight, because I am pumped up about this Arizona Wildcats victory, and I don't know when I'm going to come down from this one, Damon, but I did want to say shout out to everybody in this chat right now. Leave a like on this stream if you are happy the Arizona Wildcats are going to the Final Four. And if you want to level up your celebration game, there's only one way to do it and look fly with our latest t-shirt drop. We have some fire t-shirts. We have people already sending in beautiful selfies of themselves wearing these t-shirts. We got the Bear Down Pie logo tee. We got the BTFD Die Hard tee. We got the Embrace the Chaos tee. And not too much chaos for us tonight. We got the job done in the second half, but you can embrace the chaos of the rest of the tournament with these beautiful shirts. And you already know we run things. So why not just buy the shirt? You know what I'm saying? Now, I do want to say, Damon, we might have to get a new shirt. We just got some shirts, but Final Four, I mean, we got to cook something up, my brother. We really got to cook something up.
We need an absolute Kharchenkov shirt.
I mean, it would feed families.
I'm saying we got to get Kharchenkov an absolute sponsorship, and then we can get a little bit of cut.
I'll continue to say it. Something about absolute Kharchenkov just rolls off the tongue.
It's fantastic. It's amazing. It's like flawless. Yeah. Chat, to peel back the curtain a little bit, if you will buy a shirt, we will make it.
True.
So you know what I need from all of you, all 400 in here? Just spam absolute Kharchenkov. I'll send it to our creative team. Spam it.
Spam absolute Kharchenkov right now. We will send it to the powers that be, and they'll be like, oh my God, everybody wants an absolute Kharchenkov shirt. We need to make it. And we need to talk to Saul Bookman, who is live from San Jose. Saul, we're going to the Final Four. How you doing, my brother?
Dude, I'm so excited. Oh, man. This is just, it's unreal. It's unreal. 25 years, guys. 25 years. Just to put this in reference, I was 21 years old. I had just joined the military the week after Arizona lost to Duke in the Final Four in the national championship. And we're back. And we're back better than ever. It's really cool. I think life puts you in certain situations. Selfishly, I never thought I'd be here covering Arizona basketball. And I get to do it and cover now a Final Four run of epic proportions. Who knows? It might even lead to a national championship. And it's just unbelievable. And I'm so thankful to do it with you guys. Man, I'm not going to get emotional, but Jesus, it's pretty dope. Pretty damn dope.
So, I mean, we were just talking about it. We're going to get into the game, I'm sure, with you in a little bit. But I asked Damon, as someone who is from Tucson himself, what it means to him. But I want to ask you, you've been following this program for longer than I have. Tonight, what does it mean to you to see Arizona cut down the nets and reach a Final Four tonight?
I think I had a really good reflection at halftime in this game. When we were down 7, I sat here and I thought, "Are we down? Not again. We're down. This can't be happening again." And I tried my best to not tweet anything stupid, not go over the line, which I saw a lot of people doing, and really lose focus on what this team has done, who they've proven to be all season long. And I didn't want to do that. So I just kind of stepped back and I thought, these guys are going to find a way. They have found a way every single time. There's no way I can believe that they're not going to find a way in the most important game of the season. And damn it, thankfully they did, and they did it with such resounding oomph. And to me, it just made the last 25 years even more rewarding, because every single one of those teams that came so close, they had one flaw that was almost catastrophic to the group. And this team just really didn't have any flaws. And even their quote unquote flaws were still better than most. And they showed that through tonight. And for me, the perspective is really like, the last time we came here, Lloyd Olson was our head coach. The last time, today, Iowa was playing in the Elite Eight, and they damn near pulled it out as well against Illinois. And I just felt like that was kismet. That Lloyd was looking down and said, "This is the moment, boys. Like, this is it." And I understand like how many people love Sean Miller. I do. I really do. But it's kind of fitting that it was a coach that embodied calmness, perfection, but really trusted their own process so much that they were undeterred to get us back to the Final Four. And damn it, man, when Tommy started off and he acknowledged Lloyd from the start, God damn it. Fuck you guys, man. You guys got me crying. That was, to me, that was everything. because
Saul leading
like,
off with I'm not going to get emotional. People were the will Saul get emotional was set at minus 500.
Oh, I was gonna say that was the easiest take of all night on the books.
Let's go.
Yo, let's go.
Right, that's it, guys. Yeah, like, dude, you can see the joy on everybody's face out here. The players weren't even born the last time we went to the Final Four, so they have no idea the emotional turmoil we've all been through. And hell, Kevin, I don't believe you were born. I think Damon might have
I was
been,
like
right?
a month old.
Damon, are you older than Kevin?
I am. Yeah, I was about a year and a half.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys don't remember this either. So
no.
Yeah, I mean the shout out to Loot was everything. That's pure class from Tommy. You want to see that. The fans were, I mean, you could see like, oh my gosh, like they were so excited. Man, it was a giant ass weight lifted off of all of our collective shoulders. Now we can just go to Indy and just hoop. And I think honestly, I think the best is yet to come, because these guys are going to play with, now they have nothing to prove. Yes, they can win a national championship, but nobody's going to fault them if they were to somehow slip up in the Final Four. They got to the Final Four. Now they want to win the Natty. I know these guys want to win the Natty. They probably are just like, cool, tomorrow morning they'll check off that box and then they'll move on to whoever's next. So, man, I'm so pumped for these guys. So pumped.
You mentioned there the fans, how the expressions on their faces, how much it meant to the people out there in San Jose that showed up, paid money to go to this game. The U of A chants throughout the game, watching on television, were incredible, consistent, loud. What was the environment like there in San Jose? Was it like McHale?
Dude, it was loud as hell. First of all, shout out to San Jose in this arena, because it really echoes the sound a lot. Like, it was super loud in here. Man, Arizona came out. These fans showed up like crazy. I was sitting next to Brian Peterson. In about 3 minutes into the game, Brian Peterson had to put earplugs in because it was too loud.
Wow.
And so, like, yeah, it was just such a great environment. Like, this is probably one of the best environments you could possibly be a part of. Even the Purdue fans, when they were making a run, they were pretty loud too. But they just didn't come in droves like Arizona did.
It certainly didn't. And I think that, like, when we're talking about how special this fan base is and how much it means to them, I think it shows in those chants, the passion, but also a little bit of the anxiety, right, at halftime, right, in those chants of just trying to will the team to a Final Four, and now you finally have it there. I'm going to ask a question for me and Damon here. What are the odds you can sneak over there in the middle and steal some confetti before you leave the court, Saul, and put it in your pocket and stuff it for me and well, that's Saul's confetti pocket. Do we have a confetti pocket?
How dare you?
No, do we have a confetti pocket? Do we have steak in those confetti? Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy, Saul. Get the one shot on Saul scooting on over there. There he is. Wow, he's really. Oh,
just in the background.
Our guy, Saul Bookman.
Unbelievable.
I mean, this is ethical. Yes, Saul. And that's why he can't hear me. He can't hear me. Also, Braggs is in the chat. As soon as Saul, that's why you're my guy, man. That's why you're my guy. Because I'm going to keep that in my office forever. And also, your friend, our friend of the company, friend of the program, Braggs is in the chat saying, eat it. Forgive me. I died an hour ago. I think he had a second comment up there. Let me pull that up there potentially. Oh yeah, he sent a super chat in.
Yep, $10. Shout
he
out
said,
our guy.
I'm here to eat my boiler crow. Good game. Go win a chip. So shout out to Braggs. Do you have any words? I know you and him have been going back and forth. Oh,
Thanks, man. Sorry.
Saul's scooting. Saul's getting scooted. Things are going down. But yeah, Braggs is in the chat. He did send in a super chat.
Sorry about that.
Pull that up there, Shane.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Saul about his relationship with Braggs and this Purdue Arizona thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I heard you before I pulled out. My message to Braggs is, listen, winners don't talk. He tweeted at me before the game, and I was just like, I'm not trying to hear this right now, man. I'm focused. I'm locked. Unlike your team, we are locked in. We are ready. Okay, we don't have time for this silliness before the game. Like, I was ready to go. I had a plan of attack to get content, as much content, because I knew the moment was coming.
Yep.
And so I do appreciate Braggs, who also was getting toasted by the one and only, the homie, Lance Briggs, because those two those two do a podcast together in Chicago, but don't forget, Lance Briggs definitely bears down. And so he was giving him the business too on Twitter. So that was fantastic. But Braggs, one of the best dudes in the company, man of his word. Appreciate the super chat. I'm not going to push it in, or I'm not going to rub it in too much.
Oh my God, Saul! Every time you get on the show,
I didn't mean it, Shane. I didn't mean to say that. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, let me stop.
I want to ask you, Shane, if you could do me one favor. If you can go to the chat and look in the search function and put in Sean, Sean. I think he had a members update. Yeah, 4 months of membership. He says, job's not finished, but I'm going to enjoy the F out of this tonight. This team is special. LFG, BTFD, Final Four bound, baby. Now, sorry to Sean, because unfortunately, we got to get on YouTube because the super chats don't highlight on the back end the same way the members chats do. So I'm glad we got to that. But Saul, where do you want to take us? You are now driving this boat. We are just celebrating together. Talk to me.
So I'll take you to where most of the players said that they felt like the game was essentially over. Obviously, there was plenty of time still left, but they all point to the Delhi 3. They said that the Delhi 3, when that thing cashed, it was just like, you guys are done, son. Like, we got all the momentum. Once we feel ourselves, we're cooking. And I mean, isn't that just perfect? A guy that didn't do much in the game at all, but he hit the biggest shot in the game. They make a little bit of a run. That run of death was coming. You could feel it. They just needed one thing to kind of set them over the top. And Delhi just cashed in right before the timeout. And it was just like, and you could see it. You could see it. You could feel it in the building. The fans were going crazy. You could see the dejection on Purdue's face because they knew that, like, they just had one of the best teams in the country down 7. And with their physicality and their defense, you knew that they were going to rise up. And the fact that they just let them back in and then gave them another 6 points, you knew they were cooked. And as long as Arizona was aggressive, that's all they had to do. And that's what they were. In the second half, their aggressiveness, and I know you guys have praised Ivan Kharchenkov, but downhill. Jaden Bradley from the first jump, at the rim, foul, at the rim, everybody, Koa, at the rim. Like, they did not F around. They weren't trying to shoot threes to try and get back in it fast. They were like calculated approaches, and they were methodical. And I tweeted at halftime, I said, you either believe in this team or you don't. But, like, I have no reason to not believe this team. So why would I jump ship right now when they're only down by 7 points? Also, by the way, 5-0 at the time, at halftime, 5-0 when they were down at half all season long. Why would I doubt that? Now they are 6-0. Just a phenomenal performance. Another play. I put this in my notes, but we'll just go straight into the notebook right now. Brayden Burries. They're up by 13. Loose ball. And it would have been a backcourt. Nah. Brayden dives on the floor, grabs it, throws it to Kharchenkov for the layup. That's an easy 2 points. Who knows what would have happened if they just would have taken the backcourt. Like, that's just hustle by a freshman that understood the moment. And, like, we are not letting our foot off the gas. And even if it might have felt like it wouldn't have been letting your foot off the gas, the visual and of that effort kept everybody locked in, and it didn't let anybody let their foot off the gas. And they didn't stop. They didn't let up. I know all season long they've had these big leads, and then they let up at the end because of the press or whatever. Not this team. Not today. At least they were not having it. And Purdue, to be honest, like, Purdue had no shot. Once the lead was gone, it was like, yeah, they're cooked. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal performance.
Especially once the crowd started getting involved and whatnot. But it's special to see a guy like Brayden Burries, a guy who was a top 10 recruit in the country, a 5-star freshman, who's a shooting guard, who's the offensive engine of this team, dive on the floor up like 15 points late in the game when it's pretty much just done and dusted at that point. I mean, you're right, Saul. It really just goes to show the mentality of this team. And another one of these freshmen that is just, playing out of his mind and just as battle tested and as tough as it gets is Koa Peat, right? Who I think was the real stabilizer of this game for Arizona when things looked rough. Who did you give the ball to and get the hell out of the way for? It was Koa Peat. Because as you said, Saul, on our Thursday postgame show, there is nobody on Purdue that can guard this man. And Koa Peat realized that early. He figured it out, and he just wanted the basketball. What did you see from Arizona, Mr. Arizona, tonight, Koa Peat, getting Arizona and the Wildcats back to their first Final Four in 25 years?
He about to be Mr. Indy.
We said it from the start of the season. A championship pedigree. That dude's been in these big games. He's played in state championships and won 4 of them, for crying out loud. He's been in big moments. He's played on the world stage. He's had gold medals. Like when we were coming down, nuts to bolts, this dude found a way to do it because he knew what the moment needed. And man, if that isn't Koa Peat to a T, it doesn't matter what's happening during the season. He's had his ups and downs for sure.
Yep.
We've even questioned, like, man, what's going on with my guy? Is he okay? Is he injured? Is he, he's kind of he wasn't as explosive or as known out there on the court or recognizable on the court at times. But damn it, if every single time they don't have a big game, he doesn't show up. I mean, he's a champion. That's the best way I could say it. He's a champion. When they took the lead in the second half, he threw the ball to it was a fast break and he threw it to Burries and Burries hit the 3. And I was just like, and they both like, it's like they both knew, like, yeah, we're taking this shit over. And like those 2 freshmen are so unbelievable. And then you throw in Ivan Kharchenkov too, like just a unique group that I don't know if we'll ever really see because everybody else gets loved because of the talent that they have. But these 3 guys and what they do with the intangibles, their DNA, they rise to the moment, they find a way to win, their will to win, I think I would put them up against any freshman, any group in the history of this school and also of any group in the country outside of maybe you can give it to the Fab Five. The Fab Five were just a group unlike any other, and those 5 freshmen carried Michigan to 2 national championship games in back-to-back years. So and Koa and Burries will probably not get that chance because they probably won't be here next year. But yeah, that's the only group of freshmen I could think of that has championship pedigree that can elevate an entire team and brand all by themselves. And for moments tonight, that's what they did.
Now, I mean, like I think I asked Damon this once a week. Has Koa Peat ever ended a season on a loss? The man is allergic to losing games that matter to him, and every game seems to matter to him. People on the 4-letter networks, and this is not a shot at them, because this is actually true, but I feel like a little bit more light needs to be shown on Koa Peat because they talk about Cam Boozer and his brother being winners, and all they do is win. Look at how many EYBL championships they have, and all this and that. It's like, dude, Koa Peat is just as, if not more, decorated than the Boozers. And I think that is something that does not get talked about enough, right? When it comes to who are the best winners in college basketball. I tweeted it out at halftime, like, or maybe not halftime, but maybe a little bit in the second half. Like, this team is a roster of winners, man. Like, Tommy Lloyd compiled a bunch of dudes whose personalities align with not losing games, and the record shows that.
Yeah, EYBL is cool, AAU is cool. That's where a lot of the talent, that's where you're going to face a lot of the talent. However, in those games, they don't have days to prepare for their games, right? So they can't scheme up anything. That's why I still think high school basketball is where everything needs to go, because I'm so tired of the trash that I see at the AAU and EYBL circuit. When you play high school basketball like Koa Peat has, and teams get a chance to prepare, you have to figure out different ways to combat man-to-man defenses, full court presses, zone defenses, instead of just, everybody man up, let's go out here and play pickup ball. Because that's what it is, because most of these coaches don't know their ass from a hole in the head. So, like, that's where I would say is, like, I like what Koa Peat's achievements are better than Cam Boozer's and his brother. They just are. Like, 7 titles. Nobody in the history of basketball has gotten as many gold medals as Koa Peat has on the world stage. Nobody, at least not that I know of, has won 4 state championships and 3 Gatorade of the Player of the Year titles in their own state. Like, the dude is just a legendary champion, and we can't emphasize that enough. And that championship DNA just really showed out tonight. It just really
100%.
did. You could see it. He wasn't phased at all, and he took the game over for a stretch there and really put Arizona on his back.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I think, what a lot of Arizona fans envisioned all season long. Saul, you talked about kind of the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of Koa Peat's season, but Tonight is why Koa Peat is on the team. Again, like I hate to just like, constantly talk about Ivan Kharchenkov winner, Brayden Burries winner, but these guys truly are all winners. Like they're winning basketball players and they'll do whatever it takes, right? And you see Koa Peat, like he's just undeniable in the moments where Arizona is having struggles scoring. He's going straight at people. If he misses, he's getting the offensive rebound. He's putting it right back up. There's nothing that they could have done to have stopped Koa Peat tonight. And how fitting for Mr. Arizona to be the guy that kind of helps take it home for the Wildcats and end this drought. I think it's truly special. Saul, you were obviously in the locker room. Go ahead.
Well, I do have one other thing that's pretty special. And this is for you guys. So I was sitting there filming the championship ceremony, and I get a tap on my shoulder, and I turn around and look, and it's Brayden Burries' mom, who I haven't had a chance to speak to all season, and she just sang your guys' praises. Said that we were some of the few that still had confidence in Braden at the beginning of the season when he was struggling. That she saw all the hateful messages on social media, and that she just really loved how we really stuck to it and thought more about like the process, and that he will eventually rebound and get back on track and contribute to this team in a big way. And by God, that's exactly what's going to happen. And we can add to the gift chase, because she says that she has 3 shirts, one for each of us, that she would love to give us down the road. And so I said, I don't know if my guys are going to Indy, but I will, and I will make sure to pass it along. So
just wrap the confetti in the shirt and we'll be good. But
so
no, that is
cool.
awesome.
And I will say this too, last night went out, kind of enjoyed the town a little bit, met a lot of U of A fans. So much praise for you guys, like the way you guys really carry yourselves, how much you guys do for the show, and just how thoughtful you guys are about what to talk about on a day-to-day basis. And I just want to make sure I passed on that along, because I felt like that was the biggest comment that I got repeatedly, was just like, oh, you guys are so good. They love myself and Corey as well, but like you guys got so much love. And it was just dope. I wanted to make sure I said that out loud before I don't know what's going on here. Things are chaos. They're breaking shit down, so I don't know how much time I got.
It means the world to me and Kevin. It really truly does. Like, I think that, Kevin and I, when we took over this podcast, obviously it was within, kind of weird circumstances.
Sure.
We just love our Wildcats, man. We love Arizona basketball. We love Arizona football. We love every single one of these programs on campus. And we want that to show out in the content that we do for everybody. And we want to do it with everybody here too, right? Like the people in the chat, they matter to us. They elevate this experience for us. And of course, every single person that is watching this show, we love you from the bottom of our heart. It means the world to us. Please drop a like on this video. Drop a like for my guy, Saul Bookman, holding it down on the road like he has done all season, and now on the move like he has often done this season as well.
Oh, yeah. On the move, Saul, whether it's a park in San Diego or anywhere, Saul Bookman is almost always on the move. We're going to get him back in here.
On U of A's campus, he's walking to the Wildcat statue. Yeah. He's walking to the Loot statue. I mean, now
we got the rose on the – this is a beautiful polo.
Oh, thank you. I like it too.
That was awesome. Now, Saul, did you have any other notes on the Purdue game specifically?
If you get close enough, it squirts.
Do you have any thoughts on the Purdue game in particular?
So a couple things. First, I thought Purdue. So the guys even said this in the locker room. Purdue, when they were kind of running their pick and roll sets, they were really going wide, and that was becoming problematic for Arizona. They weren't able. They were playing drop coverage, but also in addition to that, they were going so wide that it was more. It took the bigs a little bit further away than they're comfortable being. So they made a small little adjustment at halftime, and really try to hedge a little bit more, try to cut that path off. And listen, I didn't think Braden Smith was going to go ham and win this game single-handedly. It looked like he might at the beginning of the game, but that was always going to be a tall task for Purdue to be able to rely on that all game long. And I just thought defensively, Arizona locked in so so much and really took that out of their hands, made sure that they were uncomfortable. They weren't able to get any easy baskets. They couldn't maintain momentum. And so I always see every time Arizona, like, starts to struggle in a game or whatever, I see all these comments about like, oh, Tommy's getting out coached. Tommy's getting out coached. I'm like, listen, guys, like, it's the same thing they've been doing all season long. Like, it worked for 35 other games. Like, why wouldn't it work tonight? And so I don't really agree to that, because Tommy's going to stick to who Tommy is. And sure, they make adjustments. Tommy's not stupid enough to not make adjustments during the season. He made adjustments after year one when they got dog walked by Houston. He was like, man, we got to get tougher. We got to get more physical. In comes a group. The next year they weren't as physical, but then Keshad Johnson comes in, Pelle Larsson comes in. Like, they have guys that are, good defenders, and then they continue to grow on that and grow on it. They bring in Tobe and Awaka last year. They grow on it, and now you have one of the most physical and strong defenses in the country, and it's really phenomenal to see. And they really just manhandled Purdue in that second half. Even TKR, with his antics. I mean, Arizona went straight up. I told you guys, like, as long as Arizona keeps their hands up straight up in the air, there's no way for them to call a foul about hooking or anything like that. It's the guys that bring their hands down low that get stuck, because Purdue's too crafty of a team. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
Now, I do want to heap some praise on Tommy Lloyd and his staff, Saul, specifically with their second half adjustments this season. Now, Arizona's been whooping a bunch of teams this year, so it doesn't always go very loudly, the adjustments they do make, but tonight it was extremely loud. Anything in particular that you wanted to praise the coaching staff for in terms of their adjustment or the way they attacked that second half?
I would say this: when Arizona was going through their like lull in the first half and things were a little chaotic, I see Coach Chappell, I see Coach Murphy. They're on and they're not panicking. Chappell especially, he was more just really encouraging these guys, like, it's all right, we're good. And it's not like Arizona was panicking, but you can kind of see it. They weren't panicking, but they were in a little bit of a daze. And I'm going to tell you this, folks. Like, I wrote it in my story last week about, like, an experience that I had at the smallest of levels, playing in the 1997 semifinal. And when the other team went on a run, you could feel the daze. It was like you got punched and stunned for a second, and it's hard to recover from that. And so credit to this staff for really keeping these guys locked in, having a plan at the half, adjusting. And everybody in the locker room said that Tommy came in and was as calm as could be. I was talking to Jessica Kokoski, the trainer for Arizona. He said inside he was panicking, full-fledged. He started thinking about Sam Decker and all the awful things that happened in the past. But then in comes Tommy, and Tommy's as cool as a cucumber. He's like, we're good, guys. This is what we're going to do. And kind of laid out the plan. And they came out in the second half. And that composure is what separated Arizona from Purdue. Because when the shoe was on the other foot in that second half, Purdue, despite their senior leadership that's been much talked about the last couple of days, fell apart. They fell apart because at the end of the day, you need talent to win. You need gritty guys that have a championship mentality to win. And that's what this Arizona team has.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I want to give my respect and shout out to Braden Smith, who had an unbelievable college basketball career and definitely was a guy that brought it early in this game. But I kept going back to that Purdue-Arizona game from, I think, 2 seasons ago. When Arizona was number 1 and you're playing in Indianapolis, and Fletcher Loyer is hitting every shot that he's taking and he's letting you know about it. Where the hell was Fletcher Loyer tonight? TKR is getting in foul trouble. He's throwing tantrums on the court like he's a toddler. I mean, like, that's what you saw when they got the pressure put on them, when they're not playing in their backyard full of a packed house of their own fans. Like, Arizona showed exactly why they were the better team tonight. They showed levels to Purdue, in my opinion. And despite the rough first half, like, championship DNA, as you laid out for us, Saul, like, this is exactly why Arizona should be the title favorite. This is why they've been the best team all season long in this country. It's because of second halves like they just displayed in this game.
I'll further your point, Damon, about Smith. That dude's a winner. He's 1,000,000% a winner. When you look at Darius Acuff the other night and how he started the game against Arizona, knowing that Arkansas needed to play a really, really good game to beat Arizona, Or maybe they didn't know that. But Darius Acup didn't start that game gangbusters. Not like Braden Smith did tonight. He got a lot of his points midway through the first half to the second half. And that kind of leadership is what separates, a senior veteran from a freshman. It just is.
Yeah, sorry, chat. We're cutting up, sorry, Saul. We're cutting up over the chat over here, instructing me to shake my dreads, and I don't think I'm gonna succumb to peer pressure. Like the only person I shake my dreads for is my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like that's just I can't bring that on the
you're
air.
a dread guy.
I actually am the dread guy. You're white dude. I'm the guy with the dreads, but I'm not the guy shaking the dreads. I'm the guy with the dreads. I can maybe shake them in the dreads before the end of the show. I might, maybe. We do have some super chats though. While we're on the topic of the chat. Make sure to continue leaving likes. Saul, you don't get to make that face after the atrocities that you've put on this show and all the pauses that you've had. You don't get to make that face. You don't get to make that face. Let's get to the super chats here, Shane. Do we have any more in the chank? I think we do here. Wow, we have a bunch. $10 super cat from AZ Cat Dan. Cheers to this team and Coach Tommy. His shout out to Loot was nothing but pure class. Party up, boys, and BTFD. Sean, $2 super chat. Here's another. More shots. Just took one myself. Damon, I think that is your cue to pour us up here while I continue to read our super chats. We're having a good time. Casamigos, send us a new bottle. We have a super chat from Braggs in the stands. Our guy Braggs. $10. Thank you. I'm here. Oh, we already read that one. Kung Fu Treachery with a $10 super chat. Very generous. Thank you. I recorded the 97 run on VHS from my childhood bedroom. Tears were flowing. BTFD. And I think a great window into just the different experiences and memories that these games can bring back. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. Icy Mike! Beautiful work out of Shane there, BTFD. Icy Mike, $9.99 super chat. Workshopping a Tobe Awaka nickname, paying homage to Sean Rooks, RIP, a Wookie, to bear down.
Do you know what a Wookiee is, Kevin?
Star Wars thing?
Wow. That was upset of the century from a guy who's never seen Star Wars.
White Burrito 29. Saul Bookman is my spirit animal. Two more shots. Saul, what do you got to say?
I think is what he was trying to say.
No.
No, he did. He literally look at his next chat.
I know.
In there.
I know that's what he said, and I'm vetoing the 2 more shots.
Well, let's take this one. Salu. Either way, shout out to you, White Burrito.
All right, I'll read this one. Trevor McGay, Tucson is partying right now. Let's win it all. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat.
So apparently, I was told that I guess people are allowed to go to McHale to meet the team tonight.
Wow. I mean, I think they're getting back at 1 a.m.
Yeah, no, I know.
So Saul, you getting back at 1 a.m.?
No, my flight leaves at 6 a.m. in the morning, actually.
That is valid.
I got my boy, Sam Pershing, who is my buddy, who I went to middle school with, who is bringing up some deep cuts here. Damon, I know you remember geeking out about Derek Williams in 6th grade and thinking that team could make it all the way. Finally vindicated. Let's finish this. Proud of you guys for real. I appreciate you, Sam. And me and my guy Sam were in 6th grade, 2011. The Duke Blue Devils, the Arizona Wildcats, belt to ass. One of the greatest games that I've witnessed, probably before this game, was my favorite NCAA tournament win that I can remember in my lifetime. That upset win against Duke and Kyle Singler and that Kyrie Irving team. This trumps that, and this takes the cake now. We are in the Final Four. Special. Kevin, take us to your mom's super chat.
Dude,
my mother, $50 super chat. Oh, wait, Saul, what do you got?
No, you go ahead, read the super chat, then I want to say something real quick.
All right, $50 super chat from my mother. Wow. Hashtag, can I get a piece of whatever you're giving here? So proud of both of us, classy young men. I mean, she said it. I didn't say it. What am I supposed to do?
You raised one Mom. Classy young man. Debatable. Debatable.
Shots at Jane Fairall being sent down the chat.
My parents tried. They just, sometimes I'm a little bit of a hater. Like, I'm all class sometimes and all hate, 50% of the other time.
Indeed. Saul, what were you going to say?
I mean, listen, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't and I'm not going to be able to name off everybody, but just kind of go through some of the legends of the program or the notable players of the program that never got a chance to go to the Final Four. I mean, that's the first one off the top of the list is obviously I'm going to go back to 2005 and Channing Frye and Salim Stoudemire, Ivan Radinovich, like those guys, like there's so many players, TJ McConnell, Brandon Ashley, Nick Johnson, Stanley Johnson, like the list goes on and on and on of teams that came so close yet so far away. Kyle Fogg, who ended up winning multiple championships overseas, even won the TPT tournament a couple times and took home $1 million. Like, we have so many great players, so many players that not only rep the A, but also like love this program and that never got a chance to play on the sports ultimate stage. And, you know, Caleb Love, you know, like you go Pella Larson, I mentioned Kashad Johnson a little while ago, like all these guys. But it was one shot, it was one player to me that I just felt like it was destined for this particular individual to get to a Final Four, and that's Jaden Bradley. Against Clemson, I keep saying this so many times, there was a three that he hit to try and keep the hope alive. And it was that moment where I was like, that's the dude. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where it's going to go, but I just have this feeling that this guy somehow, some way is going to be involved in us going back to the Final Four because he has that pedigree. And God damn, I'm so happy for that kid. You know, obviously his whole entire family was here tonight and they were excited. And you know, cigars will be had in Indianapolis, just so we know.
Gross.
And man, it was so awesome to see that. And then obviously every single one of the fans, every single one of us, at some point in time in the last 25 years, you either just got on board with U of A basketball, you've lived U of A basketball for 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades, 5 decades for some of you. We've had so much success. We are the most successful team to not reach a Final Four in the last 25 years, bar none. And the legendary, we've had 2 legendary coaches and now a third that were not able to get the job done in the last 25 years. And now Tommy Lloyd has broken that streak. And assuming everything is okay with Tommy Lloyd, and I don't think he's going to go to North Carolina or anything like that, especially not now. I just feel like Arizona basketball is on the cusp of total world domination. I just really believe that because Tommy's got a program that kids can believe in. He's got guys on the roster who are developing into their roles for the future. And he's got it. He's got the it factor right now. And you show this to people, say, this is why the Koa Peats of the world come to Arizona. Brayden Burries of the world come to, now Caleb Holtz of the world are coming to Arizona. He's grabbed the attention of everybody. Hey, you look at Isaiah Johnson in the portal. We need a point guard for next year. That's it. He's going to look, and Isaiah Johnson wants to play for a legit program. He wants to play for a quote unquote blue blood. If he doesn't know that Arizona is right up the highway, I don't know what to say. Like, this is the type of program that players are going to want to come to because Tommy does not mince words. He only likes to recruit using his own facts, and he's going to tell it like it is, what he thinks your role is going to be at the University of Arizona and how you can get from point A to point Z, which is obviously the NBA, but more importantly, be a part. Koa Peat's talking about this is the funnest group he's ever played with in his life. The funnest team that he's ever played with in his life. It's easy to say that when you're 35-2 on the year, but you don't become 35-2 on the year unless you all share the same DNA in terms of championship level performances. And we said this from the start. They're all selfless. They don't play me ball. They don't try to be the hero night in, night out. It's what's the best play, what's the best opportunity that we can do, that we can have on this court to really win. And that's why I think everybody loves this team so much. They represent what sports is all about, and that's the beautiful part about this. So I'm pumped. I know you guys are pumped. It's going to be another week and another fun ride.
Indeed, Saul, you have 2 options awaiting you in the Final Four, Michigan, Tennessee. Can we get some initial thoughts on potential opponents for Arizona in the Final Four in Indy?
I want all the smoke. I want Michigan. We heard all this stuff all year long about, oh, Michigan. And they were waiting for us to lose so they can move Michigan to number 1. And then they lost. And then they put Duke up there and never took them off. Like, it doesn't matter what those two dudes. I want Michigan, and then I want Duke in the national championship, and I want vengeance for 2001. That's what I want.
Damon, any thoughts on potential opponents?
I mean, I listen. I think that it's been a collision course essentially all year long for Arizona and Michigan in a way, right? And I'll almost put Duke to the side for a second because I think Duke played in a cookie cutter Mickey Mouse conference where they were bound to get a #1 overall seed, like they are essentially every year. Michigan actually had to play against legitimate opponents, and despite I think all three of us and the people in this chat thinking that having Michigan ranked over Arizona was crazy talk. They are an elite team, and they do things somewhat similarly to Arizona on the court. Now, off the court, they do things as different as Arizona as you possibly can get, whether it's Elliot Cadeau being a jackass or whether it's Yaxel Lendenborg taking shots at dudes that he's 7 years older than because he's a 31-year-old senior playing college basketball. It is now our time to send these dudes home packing and shut them the hell up. And so, yeah, I kind of want Michigan as well. Like, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't be feeling great about Tennessee as our matchup. Rick Barnes making his first Final Four, right, in his 45th year of coaching college basketball. But I got to be honest, like, give me Michigan. I want to shut those dudes up bad.
I feel the same way. Yeah. Like, it was when we did our dream and nightmare scenarios when the bracket initially dropped. I think this was my dream scenario, was to face Michigan in the Final Four, because people all year have been telling me that Michigan's better than Arizona when I know damn well they do the same things we do and we do them better. So I do want the smoke, as Saul said. I do want to humble Yaxel Lendenborg because Lord knows the boy needs it. And yeah, I want to see Michigan in the Final Four. I think it's going to be absolute cinema if we do get that, because you could get Arizona-Michigan and then Arizona-Duke. You could get back-to-back 1-versus-1 matchups, and I love that about this sport.
He's 75 years old.
Dude, this team has played the most difficult schedule of all time. Like, they just have. It just makes sense that they would check off the last two boxes of the last two teams in whatever top 10 or top 25 you want to run with at any point in the season on the list. And so let's play Michigan and let's hope for Duke. I'm down for it. I want all the smoke. I don't want anybody to have any doubts. Oh, well, if Duke would have won, or no. The boozers can get it. They could absolutely get worked in the national championship, because I want to see them just absolutely get embarrassed, disgraced, run amok, hoodwinked by this Arizona team, because this Arizona team is far better than Duke. Absolutely far better than Duke. And I think they're far better than Michigan too, because Michigan, if you don't recall, when they caught the heat from Purdue, did they bounce back? No, they got bounced from the Big Ten tournament against this Purdue team. And Arizona didn't. They didn't flinch. They came right back, and they showed them who the best is. So, yeah, I'm ready for it all. I don't care. It's going to be fun. It's going to be Final Four. I'm excited.
Now,
Kevin, are you going to give the people what they damn want?
I'll get to that in a second. We did get Saul's interviews with the players live from the locker room, but if you want to see it in full, we have it up right now on our YouTube channel. So after this show, navigate over there for all the interviews, for all the thoughts live from the locker room. Saul, what do you got for me?
I only have one last thing. I'm going to bounce. But I did do a vlog, and I think you're going to want to check this out on McHale Madness on Tuesday, because this vlog is unlike any vlog that you'll probably ever see, because this is the first time in the YouTube era that anybody has done a vlog of a team going to the Final Four from the University of Arizona. How about that?
Wow. Wow.
Tell me that's not
literally
true. Tell me that's not true. Yeah, 2001. There was no YouTube in 2001. So there you go.
100%. YouTube was not around last time, as Espo said in our Slack, and Justin Spears put out a great tweet kind of time stamping things as well. But yeah, Saul, was that your last thought?
I didn't even have a cell phone the last time we played in the Final Four.
Wild.
How crazy is that?
Wow.
I had to use
I can't even imagine life without a cell phone.
When I got into the military, I bought my first little Nokia, and it had that QWERTY keyboard, and I was just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. It was wild. Man, times were rough back in the day, man. It was really rough.
But times are great right now, because we got our guy Saul Bookman talking Final Four in the Arizona Wildcats. You can follow him at Saul_Bookman on the social medias. He is doing great stuff, written, video, everything. Our guy Saul Bookman. Thank you, Saul, for popping on with us tonight in celebration.
Hold on.
Wow. Get him back in here. Yeah.
Whoa. Hold on. You know I gotta do this, right?
Snow Angel?
Let me hold up.
No way.
Oh man, This is
No.
special. This is the greatest moment in PHNX sports history, I might argue.
Live it up, brother.
Wow.
Live your best life. Do what you must do. The Arizona Wildcats are going to the Final Four, and Saul Bookman is doing snow angels in the confetti.
There we
It's
go.
half court.
Too old to be a kid, man.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
Never
Dude.
too old to be a kid is a great quote, 110%. When it's been 25 years, you do as you damn well please.
The crimes I would commit to do exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
After the show, we could get a list of crimes.
I also appreciate you going full screen for that because now I can show my mama. Mama, I made it. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. He is Saul Bookman. Like I said, follow him at Saul_Bookman to see that video at some point immediately on Twitter. Saul's going to get that up, I'm sure, instantly. He is incredible, doing incredible work as always.
Fellas.
Saul, we will see you next time.
We're going to the Final Four. Let's go. Bear down. everyone. Love you.
Bear down, Saul Bookman. Of course, another wonderful appearance as he's had all season long. Again, like Kevin said, follow him at Saul_Bookman on all social media, where he is absolutely just crushing it with his coverage, boots on the ground of every Arizona basketball game from here on out. It's just been a special season, and it's been great to have Saul along for the ride with me and Kevin all year long. Now let's hit some of these super chats. We got Maddie C, $20. Great post-game discussion, fellas. Tonight has helped heal this alum's old Elite 8 wounds. Here's 2 more shots in BTFD. Shane Diefenbach, are we allowed to take 2 more shots?
No,
Maybe when the podcast we're like outroing it, maybe we could take them for Matt or something.
Who knows?
We won't have to be on air for much longer with more shots in our system.
That is true.
Shane's
true.
trying to hinder us a little
Things
bit,
have gone
which is
pretty
fair.
tame so far. Nothing's gone wrong. Terrence Tidbits, $4.99 super chat. Brayden Burries reminds me of Devin Booker. Super skilled, tough, competitive, and a great shooter. Kid will be a problem at the next level. I 100% agree. Trevor Begay says, is it legit that they're letting people in McHale? I hear, yes. I hear that the team's getting back around 1 a.m. or they're on the way back at 1 a.m. And I hear there might have been an email sent out. I'll have to check my email. But I think that there was an email sent out on how to get in there and celebrate with the team, meet the Final Four members of the 2026 Arizona Wildcats. Another Terrence Tidbit super chat, $4.99. Thank you for your generosity. Hope my Vols can handle business tomorrow. Everyone is sleeping on Tennessee. I want that first Final Four for Rick Barnes. UA-UT would be a fun game. It would be a fun game. Respectfully, I think it's belt if we do get Tennessee, but they have size and they do have Nate Ament. And yeah, that is the Tennessee story. Rick Barnes as vampiric as ever.
And then White Burrito just owning Shane. $2 to change Shane to Shane 2. He's a Tempe clown. Shane wakes up in the morning. He puts his white face paint on, his big red clown nose, and his size 24 shoes, White Burrito.
Messed
What is
You're not wrong.
What does this mean though?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is he just telling me to be a different person?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think
I'm with you.
Well, every time it's funny. My allergies are like really bad recently. Every time I sneeze, I think I got.
He'll be here all week, everybody. That's the one, the only Shane Diefenbach. Thank you for your super chats.
Now, Kevin, I actually had something for us as we get on out of here.
Yeah.
So Trey Kaufman-Renn,
Mhm.
we've talked about it a lot on this show.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a magician.
Well, yeah, he did it as a hobby as a child, which I think is objectively the coolest hobby you can do as a child, right?
Now, I had a little trick up my sleeve tonight
Oh.
in the way of the Magic Circle K headband.
Yes, it is always on
For
deck.
our watch along, of course, it was in the pocket. We were
Mhm.
down 7 points at halftime. It just needed to be on my person in case we needed it. But guess what, Kevin? We don't need that.
Oh.
Why do we need that? We're the best team in the country. We prove it night in and night out. And despite the 7-point halftime deficit, we went belt to ass in the second half for a 15-point W. Trey Kaufman-Renn, how do you like my magic, brother?
Wow, special. White Burrito's name is Shane. That's why he's saying that.
Oh, wow. From one Shane to another. That's crazy.
That's news to us.
Yeah,
White Burrito,
lore.
who's a staple of this chat. It sends in a ton of super chats. And, we even know his kid's name, which is Taquito.
Yeah,
Of course.
legal
It's his
name.
Legal name, Taquito.
Don't fact check
Now
us.
we know his legal name. Interesting.
Indeed.
We do have a Tommy Lloyd clip. If
Okay.
you want to get to it, that Erica sent.
Yeah. Is it about the tweet thing that Brian Peterson put out?
No,
Okay, what is it?
I have no idea. I
Oh.
think it's whatever she sent in here.
Which I think
about-
is related to that tweet below, right?
Oh yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Then we can. Damon will want to talk about that a bunch on the next live show, I'm sure.
Okay.
Coming up, Tommy Lloyd UNC stuff. I'm sure we're going to talk about that a bunch coming up. But tonight, I just want to talk about the team that is and not what might be, because we're going to the Final Four. And the chat, Damon. Before we get out of here, we got to litigate something. The chat wants me to shake my hair, and I have been debating it. I think I will do it.
Kevin,
because
you said that you only shake your dreads for your girlfriend.
And the Final Four, apparently.
I would argue that the Final Four is, and maybe the national championship are right there up next. I mean, your girlfriend, she's a lovely woman.
Amazing, beautiful, talented.
Of course.
Yeah.
Fantastic baker.
The best.
We may throw.
Best in the Valley. JV Pastry,
chef.
check her out.
Absolutely. But I think a Final Four, I think that those are on the same level.
Yeah. You know, I've been waiting my whole life for a Final Four, and this is a great opportunity to shake my hair for the Final Four. So I think, get out of the splash zone. We're going to the Final Four. Let's go! I'm a little dizzy. Not a lot of blood circulating.
That wasn't too far off TKR's tantrum that he threw when he didn't get the continuation foul on the court tonight, Kevin. That looked a lot like it for a second.
That's not continuation. Yeah, I mean, that was a crazy moment in my brain there. But shout out to everybody in the chat that convinced me to do that. Yeah, we're going to the Final Four, and that deserved a little bit of a dread shake. LFGBTFD. Damon, shake that hair, my brother.
Shake
White dude,
dreads,
guy with
Damon.
dreads, shaking their hair. You know how the podcast goes. It's the AZ Wildcats postgame pod. It's been incredible. Damon, do we have any more before we get out of here?
No, I mean, it's one of those situations, Kevin, where we get on these postgame shows and moments like this. The Caleb Love shot comes to mind, was like probably our first big moment where you sit up here and you say, I have so many thoughts, but also none at the exact same time. Like I want to say everything, but it's hard to like organize those thoughts and put them together in a timely and, like regular manner. And I feel similarly on a night like tonight where this is something that we've been chasing our entire lives. If you're a, sub 30-year-old Arizona fan, you don't remember the last time that we made it to one of these Final Fours. And as Saul said, like there's been no program over the last 25 years or so that has choked away opportunities and has had the teams to make it, but hasn't had the pathways, I guess, to getting there in the exact same regard. This is for everybody. This is for Tucson. This is for Arizona alums all over the country. This is for the state of Arizona, which I feel like, covering sports here at PHNX, like we don't oftentimes get to celebrate these big moments. We have the magical World Series run of 2023. We have, a Suns run that, ends up ending in heartbreak, but it feels like they almost all end in heartbreak. This is our time to finally change that narrative tonight, or I guess just moving forward. Like, you're here in the Final Four, but there are 2 games to go in this season, and no one understands that better than the people that are in that Arizona Wildcats locker room. It's special stuff, man, and I want a national championship. I've been saying it all year long. The Final Four, getting there, it meant everything. This team had to be the one to end the drought. But once I got there, Kevin, I only got my eyes on one thing, and it's hoisting that trophy when it's all said and done.
Indeed, Damon, that was very well said. I want everyone to leave a like on this here post-game show if you think the Arizona Wildcats are going to cut down nets one more time this year. And this one's for Sean. We're going off air with a shot. Shout out to everybody in the chat that has supported us all season. Genuinely, from the bottom of me and Damon's heart, we are blessed to be able to go to the Final Four with each and every one of you that subscribe to this YouTube channel, that show up every day at 2 p.m. to talk Arizona Wildcats ball with us. It means the world. And for Jaden Bradley, for Koa Peat, for Tommy Lloyd, for Lloyd Olson, the Arizona Wildcats are going back to the Final Four. Damon, let's get out of here. Salud, my brother.
Of course. We love you guys so much. We appreciate everybody for being here in this chat. Salute to our 4th shot of the
Indeed,
show.
LFG.
Tastes better every single time. We love our friends at Casamigos, of course. Shout out my guy, Kevin, for his great work all season long. For keeping me steady, Kevin. Obviously, I'm a little bit of an emotional wreck from time to time. I'm laying face first on the couch at halftime, and you always believed. Saul Bookman always believed, and I need that energy in my life. Of course, if you want that energy in your life, follow him at KevoPost. That's KEVOPOSTS.
We do have one more super chat.
Ooh.
Uno Mas super
From
chat.
our guy Terrence Tidbits.
Yes, another generous $4.99.
Shout out Koa Peat, plays with so much poison, is a straight dog.
Dog.
Congrats to U of A. Y'all deserve it. Arizona deserves a ring as a state. We agree, Terrence Tidbits. And, of course, good luck to your Tennessee Volunteers tomorrow. Hopefully we see you guys in the next round, brother. But, of course, like I was saying, shout out my guy Kevin for keeping me steady all year long. This guy, no one has believed as much as Kevin Thomas. Follow him at KevoPost. Follow me at Damon Dog, that's DAWG, and follow us at PHNX_Wildcats on all social media. It's been a banner year. It's not over yet, but it's been an absolute banger of an episode of the AZ Wildcats post-game show. And shout out to everybody here in the chat who made it possible. Please drop a like on this video on your guys' way out. We love you guys. We hope to see you for our pregame watch-along and postgame festivities moving forward, of course, where we will be doing it from now until the end of the season, hopefully for 2 final remaining games. We'll be bringing you that wall-to-wall coverage. But, of course, our daily live shows happen at 2 p.m. Monday through Friday throughout the rest of the week. So be there for those as we break down Arizona versus Tennessee or Michigan moving forward here in the Final Four in Indianapolis. We love you guys so much. We appreciate everybody for watching. For Damon, for Kevin, for everybody here at PHNX Sports, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and peace out. Bear down.
And go Cats. We are Final Four back.
Let's go!
We all silly like the mayor.